What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Hope you're doing well. So I just got back from Tesco's and I thought I would show you guys quickly what I got because this basically shows all the food that I'm eating on my current lean bulking phase. So this is my grocery haul. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, let's get into it. So I've kind of organized things. I've got vegetables and fruit here in this section here, then I've got more sort of protein sources, and then lastly I've got kind of carbs and then sort of miscellaneous stuff. So I'm going to start over here and I'll just work my way across. So obviously I got more than just one apple and one orange. I did get bags of these, but I've already unpacked them. But just to show you, I got about probably a dozen apples and a dozen oranges, just because they're pretty cheap sources of fruit really. They've got reasonably good amounts of carbs in them. I like to have oranges first thing in the morning, and an apple I usually have with my post-workout meal. Then we've got green beans, broccolis, and baby spinach here. So these are my main green veg sources. I like to saute the spinach with my eggs first thing in the morning, and then the broccoli and the green beans. I usually just boil these. I sometimes grill the green beans in the George Foreman, which works quite nicely, but they take a little bit longer, so sometimes when I'm feeling lazy, I just can't be bothered, guys. Yeah, so then we've also got bananas here. That's part of my post-workout rituals. I said in the last video now, trying to just straight after my workout, get in a really quick source of digestible carbs and vitamins, and then also some quick protein. And part of that is I just have one whole banana. As everybody knows, bananas have a great source of potassium and other vitamins and minerals, and that's going to help to restore your body's nutrients and electrolytes after a workout. I also sometimes chop these up in my oatmeal, which I quite enjoy as well. Then moving on, we've got some berries. So we've got grapes here and then blueberries as well. These are a little bit more pricey. I think these are £2 a pack and the blueberries are about the same. But berries are much more nutrient dense than fruits like apples and oranges. So in my opinion, it's worth spending that little bit extra money just to get those extra nutrients in, those high quality fruits and vegetables. Blueberries I like to have on my oatmeal before a workout, my pre-workout meal, because they're a great source of antioxidants. And then grapes, I kind of just like to snack on. I usually have these in the evenings, between sort of 80 and 100 grams in one go. And that's kind of when I like to have those. They are a little bit higher calorie-wise, the grapes are, but at the moment, because I'm in a bulking phase, that's not really an issue. So moving on to my protein sources, guys. So first of all, we've got 24 large free-range eggs. Eggs are always a staple in my diet, regardless of whether I'm on a lean bulk or if I'm on a cut or if I'm on a contest prep even, and I'm proper, right deep into the last few weeks of my contest prep, still had 4 whole eggs a day. And that's what I have for my breakfast. So I have 4 whole eggs and then have some spinach and some potatoes as well. Then next up we've got chicken thighs. Now these are a great affordable source of protein. They're a great bulking food as well. So because it's from the thigh, they do contain quite a lot of fat in them. So per 100 grams, I think you're looking at about 10 grams of fat on these. Yeah, it's about 10 grams of fat per 100 grams. So it's much more calorie dense, but it's still got that good source of protein as you would from a chicken breast. And they're just a little bit tastier, to be honest, guys. I mean, I've been eating chicken breast for every day for the past year without fail. So it's nice to mix it up a little bit, keeps things interesting. And they're also, because of the fat content, when you grill these, they stay moist a lot better than chicken breast does. So it's always a nice change, Then moving on, I've got my fattier meat sources. So we've got some smoked mackerel here. This probably isn't for everyone. I know some people love this stuff, some people absolutely hate it. But as a cheaper alternative to salmon, this stuff's only £10 a kilo, whereas you might find salmon you can be as much as 15-16 pounds a kilo for fresh salmon. And this is just as high in omega-3s, it's a really good source of healthy fats, and it's also a good source of protein as well. So what I'll do is I'll kind of substitute, I'll mix between that and then my steak mince here. So I like to go for the 15% fat steak mince because it's actually, I think it's the cheapest that Tesco sell. They do also do 20% fat, but you're starting to get quite a lot of fat per 100 grams for the amount of protein you get there. And what I like to do with that, which is moving on from my protein sources, is I have either the steak mince or the mackerel. I have that in the evenings, my evening meal, with pasta, and then I make like a tomato sauce with these passata tubs here, and I also use veggie stock cubes, but I also sometimes use beef stock cubes. I'll throw a little red wine in there, you know, some herbs and spices. I just kind of, I'm playing around with that a lot just now, to be honest. Which brings me to the next thing, this massive bag of pasta. So pasta is a great bulking food, I suppose. It's great, it's very calorie dense, and it's extremely cheap. I mean, this bag here, this bag is 3 kilos. So that's literally, I'm having 100 grams a day just now. So that's a month's worth. That's 30 days of pasta. For that bag was probably, I think, around £5. So it's really not that expensive. You know, it's a good way of getting in calories. You can make it a lot more enjoyable by adding in meats, adding in sauces and things like that. It's a lot nicer than just something like rice or potatoes or something. And obviously, as far as pasta goes, if you want to, you know, get a slightly higher fibre version, you can get a whole wheat pasta, or you can move into other, I know there's like spinach derived pastas and things like that now, which have slightly lower calorie versions. Or if your stomach doesn't digest well with flour, you can go for like a rice pasta or something like that as well. So yeah, the other thing that isn't here, that I didn't get at Tesco, is obviously my rice. I do eat a lot of rice. I eat that every day with my chicken meal. But we get our rice at Costco just because it's so much cheaper. So we buy that in big, like 25 kg sacks, and I didn't really feel like sticking that on top of my counter, to be honest with you. So yeah, I would also have rice here. I'd also have some potatoes, but because I only have like 100 grams of diced potatoes in my breakfast, we don't have to buy those every single week. So that's why they're not in this haul. Then moving on from that, like I said, I've got the passata here, and then also veggie stock cubes. The veggie stock cubes are reasonably expensive, but they should last you quite a while, you know, if you maybe half the serving and things like that. Then we've also got, moving in some more indulgent items, we've got coffee here, and then also some decaf instant coffee. I am in the process of trying to wean myself off of my caffeine dependence that I developed on prep, but it's difficult, guys, because this Rich Italian stuff from Taylor's, if you're a coffee lover, you will love this stuff. This is really, really nice shit. So yeah, I'm a big coffee person. I like coffee. I usually have coffee instead of a pre-workout. Not only as from a cost perspective, but just because I enjoy it a lot more. I really don't enjoy drinking pre-workouts, to be honest, guys. 9 times out of 10 I'll dry scoop it. But anyway, that's a completely other video there. I've also got some cocoa powder here. Now, I know you can pay an absolute fortune and get like raw cacao powder and shit like that, but I don't have the money for that, to be honest. So this is just plain old chocolate cocoa powder that you would use for baking. And you know, it does the job. I throw a good teaspoon of that in my oats, and it, you know, it adds a hell of a lot of flavour to it. And there's 15 calories in 1 teaspoon, guys. So it's a really good way of flavouring your food in a low calorie way. And it is a whole food derivative rather than being like really processed and full of crap. This stuff, it's not like a chocolate powder or anything, so it doesn't have any like dairy ingredients or anything in it. And then the last thing we've got, guys, so a couple of condiments here. So this is orange blossom honey. I wouldn't normally get this stuff, it was on offer. I would normally just get like a standard squeezy honey that you get in like the little bottles. But I like to drizzle my honey on my oatmeal. Honey's a really good way, along with other like syrups, like maple syrup and things like that, to get an extra calories pre-workout. So I drizzle honey on my oats, and so the combination of my oats, my honey, cocoa powder, and then blueberries, that's a beautiful, beautiful post-workout, pre-workout meal there. And then lastly, just a couple of condiments here. So very standard, 50% less sugar ketchup. I know I've said in a couple of previous videos that I always go for the 50% less rather than the no sugar added, because I think the taste difference is quite significant, and the calories in this are pretty minimal, really, guys. Obviously on a bulk, you're less concerned about getting calories from condiments, but I'm still trying to stay as lean as I can, so it's very easy to keep your calories down a little bit if you go for lower calorie alternatives for sauces and things like that. And then I've also got just a barbecue sauce here. This also works as a marinade, so I might try that with the chicken thighs. So yeah, that stuff's a little bit spicy. If you get like a hot sauce, I find you don't need nearly as much. So again, that's a nice little like calorie saving kind of tip. If you just get hotter sauces, you don't need nearly as much as you would with a milder sauce, where you're more inclined to like throw a hell of a lot of it on your chicken. So that is going to conclude my grocery haul, guys. Obviously, I do have other like protein sources and things like that. I've got my protein powders. I do also buy fish in bulk. I do have salmon in the freezer that I buy from a fishmonger. But all in all, that's pretty much what I am buying on my lean bulk. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to give it a like. Be sure to subscribe. I do really appreciate it if you guys subscribe. Drop a comment if you like the video, if you've got any questions, let me know. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I will see you in the next one.